What's up? Put in the chat. Oh, we got somebody from Dallas. Hey, April. We got Dallas in the building. Who else? Where we at? I'm over here. I'm in North Carolina. My other host on here with me tonight. We kind of all over tonight. Oh, we got somebody from Durham, North Carolina. Okay. Hey y'all. Okay, Maryland, Tennessee. More North.
Not Merlin.
Look, you gotta say how she typed it. Maryland. Hey, everybody. Yes. All right. So welcome to all of our guests who are here tonight. Every single month, the same day, fourth Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. My team and I, we come together and we host an adult sex ed class. So this is nothing like the sex ed that we attended when we were in grade school, where all we learned about was, like trying to be scared away from sex, the STDs, putting on condoms, pregnancy prevention, and all of that. No, that's all we learned about in sex ed in grade school, but this is different. We are grown now, and this sex ed class is to teach us just how to experience pleasure, how to embrace it, as a grown adult. Every month we have a different topic. And tonight's topic is all about women's sexuality history. So in case you don't know, March is Women's History Month. And we've done this for I don't know how many years now, but we always turn Women's History Month into Women's Sexuality History Month. So we hope that you are here tonight with your partners, because both men and women are always welcome to be here. We hope that you're here with your partner, cuddled up in the bed, you got your night clothes on, maybe some water, a little glass of wine. And this is about to be one of the most fun classes you've ever attended. And it's interactive. So we're going to be asking y'all to talk with us and answer some questions. And we just truly hope that you learn something tonight and that you enjoy yourself. My name is T. Lane. I have been a sexuality coach for about 3 years now, I believe. And I got into this because I love helping educating females on sexuality, on their bodies, everything all related to that. And I'm not hosting tonight by myself. I'm joined with some other hosts who are also some sexuality coaches. They love to educate on sex too. But I'm going to turn the floor over to them and let them introduce themselves.
Hi, everyone. How y'all doing out there this evening? My name is Trina. I'm on Team B.A.M.N. Okay, I've been in the business for 3 years. Why I started? Well, I just went on the site to find me a toy. And I happened to scroll and see that I could be my own boss. And this is right up my lane. I love sex education. I love talking about it freely. I love the fact that there is other like-minded women just like myself out there. And I enjoy helping other people in their bedroom to, keep it together, no boring bedroom. So that's what I do.
Hello. It's Nikita J. Poet coming out of the 919. Used to be the 252. So, T Lane, y'all know the 252. I've been in the business over 10 years. I'm a beta consultant. And the reason why I joined is I was trying to find my sexy after I had my son. I wasn't feeling it. I was not in the mood. So I started to look around and ran across Bedroom Kandi, and I have not looked back. And I'm also an intimacy coach, and I love to help others find what makes them feel good. So I hope y'all enjoy yourselves.
Who else do we got? Oh, April. I don't know who you're speaking to, but thanks. Either one of us, we are candy coated, honey. We have on candy coated lipstick. But yeah, you made me pay attention to Nikita. I love it. Is that ex-girlfriend?
You know it is.
Ooh, I love the names of our lipsticks.
Yes.
All right. Who else do we have hosting tonight? I think Nahima may be frozen. Yeah, she's gonna come back in. But who else is hosting tonight? Who's teaching the classes tonight with us?
I guess it would be me. My name is Lee. I reside here in Nashville, Tennessee. I got into business mainly because I discovered that a lot of my friends, even in their late 30s, had never experienced the ultimate. And so because I'm one of those that's on the wild side and like to explore things or what have you, I'm able to, you know what I'm saying, give them ideas or, you know, put them in situations that'll help them get to where they need to get to, right? So of course, naturally I seen B.A.M.N. Kandi on the show, as we all did. And I was just honestly intrigued because I was like, Kandi crazy. Ooh, she crazy. But I mean, it's a lucrative business. Let's keep it real. It's a lucrative business. So any way that I can help my sisters get to where they need to get to experience the ultimate, I'm all for it. So that's what I do. That is exactly what I do, is help the people that have never experienced it get to where they need to get to.
I am back, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't know how I got kicked off. Can y'all hear me okay and see me okay?
We can.
Yes.
I don't know what happened. I'm not even on Wi-Fi. Oh, get up. Okay, so I am Nahima Dillard. I am the pleasure principal. I have been with B.A.M.N. Kandi for 5 months, but I have been in romance consulting for about 13 years. And of course, I started because, I mean, why not? I'm a nurse, and I also like to teach. I like I'm sorry, I'm letting people in the room.
We got
I'm a
you,
nurse.
girl.
I like to teach sexual wellness, and I like, you know, giving people confidence in the bedroom, because that is actually something that I didn't have. I was actually kind of timid. That's another story for another time. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to have Lee here. Lee was my very first, she was my second B.A.M.N. Kandi consultant, and she is doing very well. I'm so glad to have her and watch her soar. And y'all just stay tuned. We're gonna have a lot of fun this evening.
And good evening. My name is Leandra Hines, and I'm coming to you live from the Bull City, Durham, North Carolina. And I have been with B.A.M.N. Kandi. I'm still celebrating because I started March of 2014, so it is 9 years for me. And they call me Spice. Why? Because not only can I spice it up in the kitchen, I can spice it up in the bedroom too. Okay. And I am a certified sexuality coach. I've been certified since 2018, and I look forward to sharing with y'all tonight.
Yes. So now that you've met all of your instructors for this evening, let's go ahead and hop into class, y'all. Let's get this class started. So we want to pose the question to our guests, and then please come up on the mic. You can raise your hand if you want to speak with us, or you can put it in the chat. We love when y'all speak with us, though. But we want to ask y'all, can you remember what's the first thing you learned about sex as a female? Whether you learned it consciously or unconsciously, what was the first thing you can remember being taught about sex as a girl, a female? And all the teachers tonight, the hosts, the teachers, like, can y'all remember? Oh, Tisha said the first thing she was taught is that it hurts. Okay. Kendra says that the first thing she can remember being taught is that that's where babies come from. Like, what y'all remember the first thing being taught about sex?
Well, see, my mom was a teen mom, right? And so that language was the first time I had sex, I got pregnant. And you know what I'm saying? That's the first thing I heard. But you know, I did write a letter to my mom when I felt like I was ready and I was a teen. And I wrote a little letter. And if y'all know Tone Loc, I was like, I'm ready to do the wild thing. Can I get on birth control pills? And stuff like that. And then next thing you know, the whole family knew, and they did not get me on no birth control pills. I had to wait till I turned 18 to took myself.
Okay.
So for me, the first thing I learned was I better not do it until I get married. So it was a very different, you wouldn't imagine me growing up like that and being the way I am now, but it's called evolution.
Yeah. And I see Amy said that she was taught that virginity is a gift. Don't just give it to anybody. Ooh, somebody taught you well. Okay. Because yeah, the P, like for the slang, I say the correct terminology, the vagina is powerful. The vagina is powerful. I remember like the first thing I learned unconsciously was that look, I hate to take it this way, but that my body was just for the pleasure of a man. That was the first thing I learned. And I'll get a little bit more into that a little bit later into class. But unconsciously, the first thing I can remember learning about sex is that my body is so that is just for the pleasure of a man. But it's crazy.
And I do want to add something to it, you know, because I end up having a daughter, right? And so I want it to be different from how I was raised. So I was more open and having conversations with her, because as her teen years began, I was a consultant. So I had the education and stuff like that. But then here I get mad, right? Because my delivery wrong, even though I was open enough to talk to her about it. Was in the office trying to get her on the birth control pill. She wasn't ready to get on the birth control pill. The doctors got involved saying I was being aggressive, let the child make up her mind. I'm like, she on my insurance and all that stuff. But I later found out, but even though I was open, my daughter was still scared to talk to me because of my aggression about, you know, I don't want you to be like me, but you better get on the pill, you know. So it's that was a lesson for me too. I just had to share that.
Yeah, and it's a good question to ask, because again, tonight's topic is all about women's sexuality history. And just throughout history, like so many beliefs or so many things that we were consciously and unconsciously taught about our bodies as it relates to sex. Some of those things, like, they don't serve us. We need to drop them and pick up some new things, you know. And it's just always interesting. Just the way, if you look back throughout history of how a female's body, just how it was treated, how it was portrayed. Like, I was looking at something, it was like there were laws in the early 1900s against like just how much skin a female could wear, like could show when she was out in public. It was talking about how there was a woman who got arrested for having on a one-piece bathing suit at a beach because she had too much skin portrayed. And even if you look at or revealed rather, you look at today, we're still going through things like with the female body, just historically how it's just been viewed. Like, we don't have enough common sense to make our own decisions about our body. Like, we can't make a decision on how much skin we want bared. We can't make a decision on whether or not we want to birth life into this world. But it's interesting when you really look at it and just see just how the history of women's sexuality has been. There's a lot of interesting facts. And so tonight we're just gonna touch on a couple of those things related to women's sexuality history. And we have a couple of tools, you know, that can go along with that education too, that you may like. So we're gonna go ahead and move right on into the next topic or the next portion of class. We're gonna talk about some things related to women's sexuality history and show you some products. So what's up? What's on the first? What's the first lesson in women's sexuality history? Oh, I think our sis is on mute.
Oh, better? Can y'all hear me now?
We can.
Okay, I'm just, baby, the technicality of everything this evening. But I remember hearing about this even before nursing school, was that back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, that women were treated for what's called hysteria. And that was when, you know, they were having low abdomen pains. They were just completely unruly. Some of them tend to be sexually aggressive, and you know, back in those days, that was unheard of. Like, you buttoned up, you didn't talk about sex, you had on 17 layers of clothes. And so what the doctors back there did, and of course, back there, we use the term doctor very loosely because they believe that, you know, cutting you or using leeches to bleed you out was going to cure you of whatever disease that you have. So we use doctor as a very loose term back then. But at any rate, they treated hysteria by, they didn't call it masturbation then. They would take and, you know, put the woman in an insane asylum because she had hysteria, and then they would masturbate her. And they didn't call them orgasms because they felt like women didn't have, like, our genitals weren't for pleasure, it was just for reproduction. And so what they found was that, of course, we know now they're releasing all those nice chemicals, all that nice dopamine, and of course, it's gonna calm anybody down, you know. And they they did that for a couple of years, and then eventually the women started to catch on, like, hey, you know, this, we like this. And so they would just constantly go to the doctor, constantly. And what was happening was it was actually giving the doctors carpal tunnel, right? And so with that being said, the doctors was like, oh my God, you know, I had like 9 patients today. I can't write, I can't eat, I can't button my shirt. And so they found out once electricity came in, they were like, okay, we're gonna have to try to figure something out because we can't keep doing this. Seeing masturbating 8 or 9 women a day, that's a bit much. And so they came up with vibrators. They were terrible. A lot of them were not sanitary. They were made from like just the skin, like hides of animals. It wasn't clean or anything like that. They wrapping it around anything that was in the shape of what they needed to be in. So finally, electricity came along, and they made the battery powered ones. And, right, she said, yuck. They made battery powered ones. They made ones that you could plug in, and they just called them, you know, personal massagers, because again, there was no such thing as an orgasm. So they used those, and they would, you know, women would buy those because, you know, back then, Sears was actually out. Sears Roebuck. Can you believe Sears was out like in the early 1900s? So you could get them in Sears, right? And they would order them, and the rest is literally history. And then now, bedroom candy. Okay, so it was originally to treat hysteria, and it was just crazy because a lot of women were locked up in nut houses, and it was literally just sexual tension, sexual frustration, and PMS. And they got a lot of women locked up in insane asylums because of something that's natural that we weren't supposed to feel, but we did. You know, that surge of hormones is real, and they thought we were nuts.
Locked in a nut house,
Right.
and all they needed was a nut.
Right.
Say that. Say that.
I was thinking it, but you said it. I was like, what?
Listen.
No,
But I didn't
Man.
look. I knew that Sears was one of the first stores to sell sex toys. Like in the way how you said it, as personal massages. I didn't know, like, and I guess, like, y'all put in the chat, I didn't know how familiar other places were with Sears. But we used to have a Sears here. And to think that Sears started selling sex toys.
Yes.
That big, I remember that big catalog used to come out twice a year.
Yes.
Catalog,
Oh
this
my
big.
God. On the Christmas list. That had to be on the Christmas list.
Man, that was that when I was doing that research, because I wanted to make sure that I had my materials correct, because I knew most of that, but I had to make sure I had my materials correct. And just to see that they were like literally, like, they go out, and if people slaughtered a pig or slaughtered, they'd be like, hey, don't throw that skin away. Let me get that. I'm gonna take that to the doctor. We making vibrators over here. Right. I'm telling you, it's terrible. It was terrible.
But luckily now we have some real vibrators. I'm ready to see. Like, I think somebody got something to show us.
So good, girl. So good. So we have something to calm down that high sex drive, that tension that you feel. You know, because I have it. You know, it's mine is just like up here. Mine it's an addiction. You know, I don't know if anyone ever heard of sexual addiction, but most people would say it's just a high sex drive. Okay. So for me, I'm gonna tell y'all what helped me in mine. Okay. Oh, this baby right here. Woo. This is the Soul Snatcher, the Womanizer Pro 40. Okay. This baby here is something serious. Okay. Like, she gets me right when I need to release tension. Oh, heavenly Jesus. And I'm smiling afterwards. You hear me? Like, I'm the happiest person in the world. I can go to work, do my job, do everybody else's job too. Okay, this baby right here, she does the job for me. She has 6 speeds to it. Okay, 3 of my speeds and 3 of them are patterns. Okay, me, I can't get past number 2. That's how good she is. And it takes what, 2 to 5 minutes? And that's all she wrote. I got to, toss her to the side. But wait though, I got another one. Okay. Now this is the clitoral stimulator. Okay. Um, I got also the womanizer duo. Okay. So it's like double the pleasure, double the fun. Why? Because it has a G-spot massager here. Okay. And then you have the pleasure air technology to, blow on that click. Okay. And this one is skin touch. So when you cut it on, you're gonna see the little, I don't know if I can see the LED light in there. That's how you know it's on. But it only works once you insert it into your vagina and this part touches your clit. Whew. Have mercy, Lord. When I tried it for the first time, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Woo, I felt like I was cheating, but this here will do it for you. It will hit that G spot like on point. Okay. I love the pattern. I don't know if y'all can see it kind of wiggling there. But I love the pattern to it. So with that pattern wiggling on that G spot and this right here, sucking on that click, for me, it was a minute, 2 minutes. And I was done. Like, I had to literally snatch that thing on out. Okay. This baby here gives you double pleasure, double fun. Okay. And I would recommend this for, my single ladies that, want to get your masturbation on and you like a little penetration as well. This will be just right for you. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Trina ain't lying when she say the womanizer is the soul snatcher. I always say, ladies, even to all our guests tonight, if you don't get a womanizer tonight, you want to put that on your wish list to get from your consultant as soon as you can. Every lady needs it in your life. I'm trying to tell you, like, oh, giving me
For real.
Okay. All right. Because speaking about women's sexuality history, still like a lot of like way back in history, not even that far back in the history, people didn't know what the clitoris was for. And so now we know that the clitoris is only purpose it serves is for a woman to get an orgasm. You don't use it for nothing else. Like God intended for us to experience pleasure during sex, okay? So that womanizer hit that clit just right. Moving right on into the next part of tonight's class. So I'm gonna take it a little left field real quick, but then we're gonna bring it back, okay? Because this ain't a sad class, all right? This is an empowering class. We want to teach you about women's sexuality history, and we want to empower all the females. If we got some males on here with their females, just empowering females to embrace their bodies, embrace their sexuality, unlearn anything that you were taught about sex that doesn't fit you, and learn what does. So, this topic, we cannot talk about women's sexuality history without mentioning how much sexual trauma and sex abuse has plagued history with women. And at this point, I just want to say just a trigger warning. But I just want to talk about that because it's throughout history a lot, especially like with Black women. You look back at the slavery days. We just celebrated Black History Month last month. Black women's bodies were hypersexualized. Our bodies were used as breeders just to bring forth babies. I heard somebody mention earlier that the first thing they were taught was that their body was just for reproduction, just for sex was just for producing babies. But you look back throughout history and there's just so much trauma and abuse that you can see with women's bodies, and not even just with Black women, women of all races. I was, just being in this field, being a sexuality coach where I work primarily with females of all ages. I come across things like, and I'm a sexual trauma survivor myself. And so that's how, like earlier when I told y'all the first thing I learned was that my body was for the pleasure of a man. Like that's where that came from. Like my first time having sex was not a moment where I wanted it. It was taken from my virginity was taken from me. And then it was, just experiencing that. So not just one time, but multiple times, it just made me feel like, well, my body, like, is just here so a man can be satisfied, whether I want to do it or not. But you like with things like that, I like to talk about it, and it's very important to bring it up with women's sexuality history because so many women share that story too, have experienced sexual trauma, and they need to know that you can get past it, that you can have pleasurable sex even after experiencing traumatic sexual events. And I'm a witness to it. I can remember the things that helped me to get past that was first, like I had to get rid of certain beliefs. So that belief that I had grown to, like in my mind, thinking that my body was just for the man, I had to unlearn that. That's where it started. And like just getting that out my head. I'm a happily married wife now. I've been with my husband for 13 years. And in the very beginning of our relationship, I was like, I don't want my trauma to interfere with me being able to experience pleasure with someone I love. So I had to go through a whole process of unlearning that and relearning that I can experience pleasure. I'm supposed to experience pleasure. Getting rid of a lot of women who share that story also have a lot of shame around sex. Like they feel like they're not supposed to enjoy it because of the trauma that happens to women, makes them feel embarrassed if they do find somebody they like because of the things that happen. So first part is just unlearning. And then I can remember when I got my first sex toy. Like that was another thing that helped me with overcoming that and being able to experience pleasure. I got my first sex toy, and I taught myself, like, okay, what do I like? How do I like to be pleased? What does it take for me to get an orgasm? So I can now teach my partner how to. Do I like it rough? Do I like it slow? I want to make love, or do I want them to beat the thing up? Like I had to take that time. I had to unlearn those beliefs I had developed way back as a child, because that's when my trauma happened. Relearn my body, what I like, and experience pleasure. You do not have to have a horrible sex life because something bad happened to you. But it's just we have to talk about that because it's throughout history so much women's bodies, women experiencing rape and assault, and they just don't know like how to overcome that and to have pleasurable sex after, but you can. And you get people like us, me and my lovely co-hosts on here to help teach you how to navigate from that place of pain and into a place of pleasure. But speaking of toys and stuff, of how to overcome that, using that as a way to like just learn my body and embrace my sexuality. Nikita J, what do you have?
Hello. So, first of all, it's about your mindset and relaxing. And CBD is great for that. So one of the things that I like to recommend to people that I speak with, my clients, if you will, is the CBD Unwind Secret Serum. And you only need one pump. It has 1 milligram of CBD in every pump. And it's recommended that 15 minutes prior to you engaging in intercourse or solo play, that you rub this on the clit. And it's also good for your pH balance as well. It feels really smooth going on. And to help you just relax as you start to set the mood to learn what you like, to learn how can I make myself feel good. And just like T said, we have to do that so that we can tell our partner what we need. So like I said, CBD Secret Serum, you know where to get it at, only with Bedroom Kitty. And so I know we mentioned earlier about the doctors. We're going to go back to the doctors that were basically helping these women masturbate, and their arms was tied, it was wore out. So fast forward to now, we have a lot of different toys that we can use to masturbate and make ourselves feel good. But when they came out with Get in Touch, it was a game changer for me. First of all, I'm getting up in age, and sometimes these hands get tired, and I need some help. The ergonomics would Get in Touch, unmatched in any toy I've ever seen. 20 speeds, it's USB rechargeable, and I'm gonna turn it on. I don't know if y'all can look at that.
Oh, and it's
Honestly,
quiet.
you
Yeah.
see that power?
Mhm.
You could hide in the bathroom from the kids because you know how it be sometimes. It's how you got to sneak and get you one. And look, you can barely hear it, and it won't even take that long. It kind of makes me think about the womanizer too, because it's quick and to the point. It don't have time to play with you.
Mm-mm.
So if you by yourself, this is a nice little quickie. And if you with a partner, you can 69. I suggest y'all both have one, and you could have two and get real creative, one on each hand, and just let your hands walk around and have a great time. But this is definitely something you need to relax. Start with that CBD, get in touch with yourself, and get in touch with what makes you feel good.
That ain't Nikita J. That ain't no 69, girl. That's 138.
Okay.
Ooh, but and I was gonna say too, that Get in Touch, like, yeah, that's a game changer too, and it's good. The shape of it, I don't know if y'all noticed, the little point on the end is very similar to a bullet vibrator, and bullet vibrators are really good for beginners, people who have never experienced with toys, or like I said, someone who's trying to learn how to experience pleasure with sex now. Toys like the Get in Touch are really good for those individuals.
Man, you know what I was thinking about too, because y'all know I'm the reader. And going back to what you were saying, Coach T, about, our bodies was just, it was just a thing. It wasn't like, it didn't hold any value. So again, and doing research, y'all know that gynecology was founded from a white slave owner. And again, trigger warning. And this is not to be disrespectful to any race. I'm just speaking, black and white. It is what it is. Back in slavery days, we were used for gynecologic surgeries. They thought that we couldn't feel any pain, so all the surgeries were done with no anesthesia. That is actually how they learned how to remove cysts and fibroids and to repair fistulas after birth. So can you imagine, just think about how you feel like during your menstrual cycle. Especially if you have like endometriosis or you have large fibroids, how bad that hurts. Now think about having a whole ass surgery while you're awake. And that they did it, and we were property, so there was no consent, there was no I don't want to do that. And then when they closed the ports to when they finally closed the ports to letting slaves in, like Coach T was saying, we were then just used for breeding, and literally that was it. They were used for breeding. And then after that, once the slaves were free, they started to castrate Black women, and so that we couldn't produce any free Black children. So I said all that to say, y'all, that's your body. You have control over your body. you do with it what you will, and you take pride in your body. You don't let just anybody do anything to your body. You need
Right.
to learn yourself first. Cause y'all, we done had it down bad. We done had it down bad. So get with your bedroom candle consultant and see what things she got for you, honey. Cause we doing this one for the ancestors.
Okay. And it's kind of sad because when you look at throughout history, just the way women's bodies have been treated, it's no wonder that like even today in 2023, there's still a lot of women who have a hard time like just embracing themselves sexually, who are still kind of like just a little shame around it, reservedness, or still like me and my grandma about got into it one day because I was telling her like, Grandma, I like to perform fellatio. And she was telling me, no, we was taught you ain't supposed to. You is not supposed to. That is disgusting. Like, it's so many things. Like, you just look back throughout history and you would know, like, why, what has shaped the way we feel about our bodies and how we feel about sex today. And it's just so much we have to unlearn and really learn what we truly enjoy. We have to so much shame and embarrassment and hurt and trauma we have to let go of so that we can truly enjoy sex. Sex was meant to be enjoyed. I always say that God meant for women to enjoy sex. That's what he gave us a clitoris for. Okay. All right. But this is good. This is a good class. We learning. Let's keep right on learning. What's next on the curriculum tonight?
Well, I guess it would be me again. I am here basically to talk about vaginal health.
Yeah.
And with vaginal health, we all know that comes with a lot. I mean, vaginal health, that's a really wide spectrum because honestly, what you put in your body dictates really what comes out of it to a certain extent. However, B.A.M.N Kandi has a plethora of products that are good for taking care of our lady parts.
Yeah.
They are vegan, they are glycerin free, they are paraben free. Fragrance free on some, not all, but fragrance free or lightly scented, because some of us can't handle even the lightest scents, in which I get. So and then like back in the day, I used to hear my grandmama say, like when you take a bath, you make sure you put a cap full of bleach in that water.
Yes.
Just the stuff old people do, man. And I, because that was granted, I had to do it, right? But like I wouldn't dare do that today. But I mean, there's still some people who live up to that that can't take a bath without their little cap full of bleach or adding apple cider vinegar to their water, or whatever the case may be. To each his own. I'm not knocking them.
Yeah.
However, I wouldn't recommend it. But B.A.M.N can has a plethora, and I remember back also too. Let me say this, old people again. I'll tell you, they do some of the craziest stuff. I remember back in the day, and T sent me the article about how women used to disinfect like their areas with Lysol. Now, my God, all I can say is the woman that was doing that, she a strong woman. Okay, she a strong woman. But because we hear all the time Lysol kills everything, right? Bleach kills everything. So I get it for back in the day when that was legit, but times done changed. So I would recommend spraying your lady parts or your undergarments or whatever with Lysol, at all. Because I mean, we don't need you to be swole up, shut up. You know what I'm saying? None of that at all. But again, like I said, B.A.M.N Kandi has a plethora of products that you can use to enhance your vaginal health, to keep it clean, fragrance free, paraben free, vegan. But I mean, and when it comes to vegan, I'm one of those people that feel like if you can't eat it, don't put it in your body or on your body. So
absolutely,
this works for me. You know what I'm saying? It works for me. So, but it's solely your choice. But like I said, we have a plethora of products that are enjoyable to use, that will keep your girl in check. Okay. Yeah. I mean, literally keep her in check. You won't have no issues using bedroom candy products. So if you get a chance, go online and see the products from shower gels to, like the lady said, the CBD line. Oh my goodness, that was like the best invention ever. Kandi, woo, let me give you 5 on that one. The what is it? I can't even think because my son is sitting right here distracting me, y'all. I'm so sorry. Y'all heard that. I can't even think. Boy, if you don't go somewhere. But like I said, they have a plethora of products from body washes to lotions to CBD to you name it. It's on there. The only thing they don't do is probiotics. Okay. But other than that, it is online. I encourage you to go check it out.
I'm telling you, because that BK Fresh and that BK Fresh is where it's at. That's gonna set you right. That's gonna keep that pH balance. That's gonna keep that good bacteria pumping, and that bad bacteria is gonna calm it down. Yep, and the Fresh is on sale right now. It is 30% off. Get with your bedroom candy boutique consultant, and she can plug you in. You might want to stock up on that because that's some good stuff. And it's got Castile soap in it that feels like a snowstorm in your panties. It's just
you just did my demo for me.
Okay. It is the best ever.
Because I got it right here, right?
I'm telling you, I'm gonna stock up.
But let me tell y'all, Lee just gave me a flashback. Not only I had to do the capsule of bleach when I was at my grandma's house, we had to have that Ajax because she was sprinkling that Ajax on our dark knees and scrub it too. Okay. Okay. And the Ajax on the knees and the peroxide in the mouth to kill them germs, child. And baking soda, honey. They ain't get no toothpaste with baking soda and peroxide to brush them teeth. But like you were saying, if you want to feel your best, get our Fresh. And this right here is our Fresh is our foaming intimate wash. I'm sorry, look, I'm using a new device for Zoom. Can y'all see that? And y'all can see I've been using mine. And I just learned something new about this Fresh, that you can squirt some also. See, I carry it, right? Because it's about to be a hot girl summer. It contains ingredients with antibacterial, antifungal. Like they said, it was vegan friendly and cruelty free and made in the USA. And I love it because it's made by one of our consultants, Angela Solomon, who came up with this great recipe of goodness. It contains tea tree oil, lavender, golden seal, and more. So this is our Fresh. So if you want to be fresh and not fishy, because wherever you at, depending on where you at, and I'm in North Carolina, and it'd be some hot summers, right? So if you don't want to be, you don't want to be fishy, and if you got them young teens or them preteens, you don't want them getting bullied and picked on at school. So you got to make sure that they're using this Fresh too. And also, with it about to be the summer, we going to the beach. We want to be smelling good and looking good and feeling confident. Well, we have our Smooth and Soothe, where if you do not want to pay anyone to give you a Brazilian wax and you want to do your own, we do have our Smooth and Soothe. And this is a non-foam shave cream. And I'm going to put some on that's glycerin-free, paraben-free. You see that in my hand? It's non-foam, I'm sorry. And I could just put it in just like it's lotion, right? Glycerin-free, paraben-free, rash-free, hypoallergenic, where you put in your intimate areas to give yourself a nice shave. And after you give yourself a nice shave, right, you want to use our vulva balm, which is called Revitalize Me. It is an all-natural balm for your intimate area. made with quality ingredients. This is what I'm showing you is this right here every day. Every day I use this. And after I put some of this on first, I'm gonna be smelling good like some pound cake with our hot cakes. And our hot cakes is a natural elixir. Let me open this up. Ooh, now, you know anybody that is prone to getting yeast infections, got that smell, you better put them onto this hot cakes, right? 4 facts about hot cakes. It controls yeast, bacteria, and fungus. It maintains a healthy pH. It is a perfect finish to your hair removal process, and it makes everyone smell like cake. That's for a fact. And you see how, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get, where's my camera? Hold on, okay, I gotta go this way. I'm sorry, y'all. It's a little solid because my sweetie had to actually, just because it was 80-something degrees, he had to have the air on today. But you can put it under the arms, under the breast, right? It has coconut oil and 4 other plant-based ingredients. That's a secret ingredient. And the maker of it came up with it because she was prone to getting yeast infections. And it wasn't nothing that could soothe it. And her fiance is from an island, and his sisters who adopted was telling her that coconut is good. So that's why it gets solid. But when you get it warm, because on the back of it, it'll tell you that it'll get solid because of the coconut. But you can warm it up by running over water or just, holding it, put it in your breast or whatever to make it loose. And this is our hot cakes. Now, if you're gonna have a hot girl summer, you want to be smelling good, so you best have the fresh, have the hot cakes, have the Vulva Bomb, so it won't be looking crazy once you use this Smooth and Soothe, and you will have a hot girl summer.
Yes. Yeah, like hot cakes, I swear by it. So many of my customers, it's actually my top seller. It's the one that gets me repeat customers. But I've had so many customers who have told me that they used to get yeast infections, and after they started using hot cakes every single day, they no longer get them. Like hot cakes is so good. It really does fight off odor and yeast causing bacteria. And it's all natural. No chemicals at all going on our vulva. None at all. And I love the Smooth and Soothe too, Kendra. I have never, okay, so like, yeah, this class, but we kind of, we be real laid back with y'all. I have never got a wax. Ever got a wax, because I love the way I feel after using Smooth and Soothe. Like, it feels so smooth and soothe. I be ready to get ate on. Put that hot cakes on, baby. Be feeling like you eating cake. Maybe ball with that Smooth food. Okay, TMI. But this was our class tonight. We want to, falling off the bone. Yes, this is sex ed class. Okay, we go there sometimes, y'all. We do. But we want to open the floor now for any of our guests. Just raise your hand or type it in the chat if you have any questions or any comments about what you've learned tonight. The floor is yours. Any questions about any particular products you saw, any facts you've learned, or if you just want to just state something, give a statement. I think Keita J agreeing with that falling off the bone. That Smooth and Soothe be having you feeling it feel real silky down there. Okay. Did you learn something tonight? Oh, hold on. Tisha said, how often do we do these? We do these every single month. It is a different topic every month. So it's the 4th Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern every single month. Whoever invited you out tonight, just get back in touch with them and they'll make sure you have the link for next month too. Come on, Slip and Slide Records. Just so smooth down there. Like, I be like, I don't need no wax. All right. Any other questions? We got time for about one more question. Or did anybody want to say, like, how did y'all like tonight? That's what I was saying before. Like, did you learn something tonight that you didn't know? You sure can. Bring as many people. We want, and men, we always wanna invite men out because we feel like men need to learn these things too so they can understand their partners. So yes, please invite people. Once you get the link from your consultant, share that link with others. Bring them on out. And your consultant might do something a little nice for you. All right. Well, if there are no other questions or comments, do my other hosts, the other teachers of tonight, y'all have any final words for the people?
I would like to say thank you for joining us, as well as I hope you learned something because I surely did learn something, when it goes back to our culture. Hi.
What's the name of the thing that you had on the ring, like a ring?
Get in touch.
Hold on, let me spotlight her so you can see it. Hold on.
Get in
Oh
touch.
yeah, that right there. It's called Get in Touch.
You need this in your life. Everybody needs at least 4.
Yeah.
4? All right, thank you.
Yeah, because you can use it so many ways, right? You can use it for nipple stimulation. You can use it for oral pleasure. Your partner can have it. Both of you can have one where if they ride and they can rub themselves, or you can rub it for them. Or if you hit it from the back, you can put your hand around there while you grabbing them and rubbing it down there. There's just so much you can do with it.
1 for each hand.
20 different speeds, and it's 20 different speeds. But you can have to be
And it's
careful.
waterproof.
You can have to be careful because sex will have you in the ER. Because that thing something else. I had to stop myself before the 911 had to be called.
It's serious, but it is real good.
Yeah, our toys are like, oh, I love them. I love them.
I just want to say thank God.
And for the guy that was just saying, if you're trying to get one and your partner is a female, just know when she's aroused and that G spot is aroused, that little show it again, show the fingertip again.
We got it.
Because so our G spot is 2 inches and up, right? So it is clitoral, but with that little button, you can massage that G spot right there when it's aroused too. How do you put that finger in at 2 inches?
Yes. And you know what, like, you made me think, because we always love when we have men on. And this will be, look, we'll close y'all with another little tip for women's sexuality history. Speaking of these toys and stimulating clitorises and all this and that, for the man who's on, or for anybody, if your partner is a female, the way that you can tell that she is ready, like she is completely aroused and ready for you to penetrate her, okay? If that's what she's into. All right. The way that you can tell that she's aroused, because women, you can't just go up into a woman. You can't just be like, all right, I'm ready to have sex. I'm just gonna go in. Women are like ovens. Men are like microwaves. They can be just up, just ready to go. But a woman, you gotta warm her up. And so the way that you know that the preheating is done is because her clitoris will be swole. It would be swole and hard, and it's a lot. That's because all the blood has flown there. When that clitoris has enlarged, when it is swollen, that's when you know, oh yeah, she's ready now. Let's proceed. Okay, so that's another little fun fact about women's sexuality history. All right, but again, we want to thank y'all. Oh, did any of the other co-hosts have anything to say? I think Nahima is talking, but she's on mute.
Baby, I stay on mute because I be over here cackling. I just want to say, listen, if your partner is a female, just remember, the clitoris has 8,000 nerves. If you're going to get on one of her nerves, pick one of those. Okay? That's
it. Preach.
Right. Okay. Well, we're glad that y'all joined us tonight. We hope that you, whatever you were taught in the past about sex that no longer fits you or you don't agree with it, you do not have to keep that with you. You can unlearn that and learn what you like and enjoy you some little products too. Get with your bedroom candy consultant. If you order tonight before midnight, they might put a little discount in there for you. And also, if you can see yourself doing what we do, like we're passionate about providing spaces like this to educate on sex. If you are passionate about it too, get in touch with your consultant. Right now, you can join our team and do what we do for $12. Just $12. That's it. But that ain't lasting long. So you need to get in touch with your consultant like yesterday. But thank y'all so much for coming out tonight. Everybody have a great night, and we will see you next month. Oh, we can't wait to tell y'all what the topic is. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.